let's say you're in the market for a special American truck, not just those regular pickup trucks out there, but a huge hulking sports truck. Where would you go? A couple of years back, you won't find any of these in the market. Probably go to the used car market or the gray market. Try your luck out there. But Ford Philippines has you covered. Now, a couple of years back, when this was first introduced, a lot of mouths were watering, eyes were popping. I mean, what was this huge truck that was available for under 2 million pesos? Well, I gotta tell you, even with the slew of newly released trucks this year, I still think that the Ford Ranger Raptor has the guts and the class, as well as the power, to take them all on. What's going on, guys? Roy Roldos here from Zigwheels.Ph, and today we're gonna take a look at the Ford Ranger Raptor. Now, let's start off with the front end of the Ford Ranger Raptor. One thing you would notice is that the front end definitely looks like a normal Ford Ranger. I don't think so, guys. Check this out. It's got one of those aftermarket looking front ends that has the word Ford blazoned right in front of it. It's in matte black and it's amazing. I mean, a lot of guys would definitely go to the aftermarket to put this on their own Rangers, but for the Ford Ranger Raptor, you got it right there. It's also got this large, huge sheet of aluminum under the engine to protect it if you want to take it off-road, and I'm sure you guys will, especially how we're going to show it out later on. It's got full LED headlamps, of course full LED fog lamps. Now, one thing about the front end here, it definitely looks bigger than a regular Ranger. Well, it definitely is. If you look at these side profiles right here, this side fender, it's definitely something else that's different from the Ford Ranger. I'm sure that they released the new FX4 Max and the Ford Ranger Wildtrak, and they can add all the over fenders and the side fenders that they want, but they're definitely not gonna get this part that was pretty much stretched out, and that's why it looks bigger than a regular Ranger. So let's head over to the side profile of the Ford Ranger Raptor. Now, usually I won't give any much attention or that much attention to any other car's side profile, but for the Ford Ranger Raptor, it's definitely part of the entire package. Something that's gonna grab your attention right there is the Raptor badge right on the bed. I mean, sure, you can go ahead and buy your own Raptor badge in the Facebook Marketplace or Banawe, or you can probably print one your own, but it's definitely going to look out of place if it doesn't have these other bits. First of all, you got this nice air vent right here. Now, below that air vent, of course, you've got this extended front fender, and below that you've got these over fenders that are matte black, and then you also have these extended ride height, which is thanks to those Fox shocks. Now, on top of that, you also have these 17-inch mags with 285 70R17 tires. Now, hey, wise guys, I know you think that these tires aren't what you seem to be. I mean, some Ford Ranger Raptor fans are looking for that, for those bespoke tires, but this is a test unit probably, and this has been run for over a couple of thousand miles already, and I think they've already changed that, but you might want to ask your dealer about those special tires. And you also have these blacked out side mirrors with turn repeater signals, and this huge, guys, I'm telling you, this huge step board that could probably survive a zombie apocalypse or a nuclear strike. I mean, check this out. We tried a couple of guys on it. We tried having 3 guys stand on it, and it doesn't faze the Raptor just one bit. I mean, look at this. If you look at this from the side profile, from afar, you probably won't think much of it, but once you're right next to it, I mean, I'm 5'10" and a half. I know there are a couple of guys in the comment section asking what my height is. So here it is. I'm 5'10" and a half, and rarely do I come across a car that's actually taller than me, but that's what we have right here. All right, remember back in high school, you'd learn maths, and then the teacher would tell you that, hey, these things are important, you definitely need this in life. But when was the last time you actually used trigonometry or geometry in life? Well, here it is. It's in the Ford Ranger Raptor. Now, for us newbies, we definitely would be asking these legit off-roaders, what are angles about? Why are you talking about angles, and why would you lift an already high-riding Ford Ranger in the Ford Ranger Raptor? Well, it's about angles. It's about the approach angle, departure angle, and breakover angle. So let's talk about damn angles. So first of all, the approach angle is at 32.5 degrees. What does that mean? Imagine a large hump. That hump has to have a maximum of 35 degrees for you to traverse it. So if it's at a 45-degree angle, that's a no-no. So you're definitely going to hit that bodywork right there, and that's a disaster. But 32.5 degrees is definitely a lot. if you can imagine a degree like that, I hope my editor would show me some lines right here. There you go. Now let's talk about departure angle. Departure angle is once you leave that hump. Now once you leave that hump, for example, it has a maximum of 24 degrees. If it's at 24 degrees, if it's at a 30-degree angle right there, you're definitely gonna hit that rear bodywork and bye-bye bed liner. Bye-bye bed. So let's say you've already gotten on top of that particular hump. There's another angle that you have to remember, and that's the breakover angle. The Ford Ranger Raptor's breakover angle is 24 degrees. So on that particular hump must have an arch of 24 degrees, or else you're gonna look like a seesaw like this. Bye-bye Ford Ranger Raptor. But again, like I said, 32.5 and 24 degrees is definitely a lot. Imagine doing that with your car. I'm sure you won't be able to do that only with a Ford Ranger Raptor. What makes a pickup truck so special? It's that bed. First of all, you've got these blacked out Ranger badges right here, Ranger and Raptor. They're both blacked out in matte black. Of course, you got these really chunky tow hooks right here because Ford knows that Ford Ranger Raptor owners are definitely good guys. They might want to help out their friends if they're stuck on the rut. Unless, of course, it's this guy's big brother, the F-150 Raptor, but they don't have that right here, so no worries. All right, so taking a look at the bed here, it's so refreshing to have a company offer their pickup trucks with standard bed liners. I mean, some other companies would offer them bare bones, and I know that black may be a scratch magnet, but try getting those scratches out of bare metal. It's a nightmare. But here's the thing, the Ford Ranger Raptor is definitely a hard worker, definitely can perform, but it definitely also knows how to party. That's right, you've got a business on the front, party in the back situation going on with Ford Ranger Raptor. I mean, check out these divots right here on the bed. I mean, you wouldn't know what these are for. Actually, I didn't know what it was for until someone told me that you can actually put your cups right there. That's amazing. You can put your cups here, you can put your dip here, your nachos, you can put all your food there, your burgers. No, just kidding. But yeah, those little divots are for your cups. And if you want to put up some dips, no problems. Even this one right here, you can actually put a cup right there if you want to go ahead and go enjoy tailgating. I mean, Americans enjoy using their trucks for tailgating. In fact, I think they use it more often for tailgating than for off-roading. So yeah, you also even have an outlet there. Oh my goodness. If you want to go tailgating after you're off-roading, definitely Ford Ranger Raptor is your dude. All right, so inside the Ford Ranger Raptor, you definitely find a few things that will differentiate it from the rest of the Ranger line. Now, for example, you got this insane blue stitching all around the interior that definitely signifies Ford's own color, which is blue. Well, of course, you got these racing seats, which is definitely different from the others, and this nice Raptor stitching right in the middle of them. Stitching in the back seats will definitely have that nice blue colors, and the same Alcantara leather-like feeling in the middle of it as it inserts. Now, also in the Ford Ranger Raptor, you'd find this nice chunky steering wheel with the Raptor badging at the bottom. You also have these paddle shifters in it where you can control your gears. You can definitely go through your own gears there, and of course you can use that to go through 10 speeds. All right, this has a 10-speed automatic in it. Also have an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto thanks to Ford's Sync 3. Now, a few things you can find inside here is that you also have this drive selector to choose between 2-wheel drive, 2H, to 4H, and 4L. You have to be in neutral in order to switch between those different drives. You also have this selector here for hill descent control, your electronic locking diff, and of course your traction control. Well, apart from other standard things, those are the only things that would probably set them apart from the rest of the Ranger line. But if you check out the screen on your gauges here, you can actually choose what particular drive mode you want to sit into. First of all, just click on mode on the steering wheel. You can select between the different terrain modes. We'll be discussing that at length later on. You got normal, of course. Most of the time you'll be driving on tarmac, so you'll definitely use that. You got sport mode. And this interesting thing about that S right there, if you notice the S actually has a nice font to it. It actually looks like that ST line for the Ford Sports division right there. And it even looks nice. You also have grass, gravel, and snow mode, mud, sand, and rock. But one thing here, it also has Baja mode, Well, the thing about the Ford Ranger Raptor, well, actually the Raptor line, the F-150 Raptor, it was perfected in the courses of the Baja 1000 ring in Mexico. So you definitely know that the engineers wanted you to use the Ford Ranger Raptor for high-speed off-roading. So that's when you want to choose that Baja mode. So I wonder if there are any places in the Philippines where you can use that mode. Hit me in the comment section down below and tell me what are the great spots that you think that I can use the Ford Ranger Raptor at and use that particular mode. So another thing about the steering wheel, it has this nice red line in the center in it. Usually you'd find that in rally cars and sports cars. You know what that's for, right? All right, so we are behind the wheel of the Ford Ranger Raptor. Now, under that strut-equipped hood lies a 2-liter. It's kind of a downer, right? Just a 2-liter diesel engine, but nope, that's the 2-liter bi-turbo engine that makes 210 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque. That's right, class-leading power from a 2-liter diesel engine. Now, how do I say about the pull? It's pretty tame, but power comes at a very linear pace, but you know that the power is there. And oh my goodness, it's definitely more than what you definitely would be needing if you're driving normally. So if you drive this normally, set it's a normal mode, it's just a 2-wheel drive car, it sends power to the rear wheels via a 10-speed automatic transmission. You can definitely feel the pliant ride here on the Ford Ranger Raptor, and unlike trucks where it gets a bit wallowy inside, thanks to those Fox shocks, you definitely feel more planted to the road despite attacking these really aggressive corners. Remember guys, just make sure that you don't get too much ahead of yourself when you're driving the Ford Ranger Raptor, because it can happen. So how does it feel to drive inside? I mean, well, those tires are definitely meant to be used off-road. Okay? If you use that on the tarmac, on the highways, it's definitely rougher than I would have wanted it to, but it's still comfortable to be inside. Just don't expect a lot of good stuff from your passengers, because they'll definitely feel all that bounciness and all the harshness coming inside the cabin. But again, thanks to those Fox shocks, all around, by the way, this does not have leaf springs in the back. It's still pretty comfortable, and you're left with a pretty solid and confident drive. The steering wheel's very heavy, I gotta say. It's heavy compared to most modern vehicles nowadays, where you have these really light electronic power steering systems now. But this one, you know that you have one of the most capable off-road trucks out there. One thing to note about the Fox shocks, of course, you wouldn't want, I know pickup trucks are supposed to be loaded up with a lot of things in the back, but you have to keep in mind that Ford Ranger Raptor isn't really meant to be a hauler. It's never meant to carry a lot of stuff at the back. So if you want to use your Ford Ranger for business or for hauling stuff, you might be better off with the Wildtrak, which has leaf springs in the rear, or the other one that we reviewed, the Ford Ranger XLS. Now that's definitely the workhorse of the group, the XLS, or even the FX4 Max. The FX4 Max has tuned Fox shocks for you to put some stuff in the rear as well, but not with the Raptor. I wouldn't want to see a lot of Raptors on the road with bottomed out suspensions just because you used it for for business or for hauling stuff. Remember guys, I warned you, right? You're not supposed to use the Ford Ranger Raptor for that purpose. Its purpose is to go fast. And fast it does go. Do I see this as the perfect family car or family truck? Well, in the Ford Ranger line, I think there are better options. I mean, I think this is more of a niche toy for you to buy if you really want a performance vehicle that has a really good presence. This is the car to go for. But if you're looking for complete safety features, or for definitely for convenience features. The Ford Ranger Raptor is definitely not what you want, probably the wild track, but it still does come with a few safety features like, of course, 6 airbags. It's got anti-lock brakes, the usual. It's got ISOFIX anchors. It even has lane keep assist, parking assist, and a rear camera. But the thing about those features, especially that rear camera, I think for a car that's this size, Ranger Raptor, it could definitely use a 360-degree camera or two to help you out. But if you look at the side mirrors right there, you see that the concave. Usually you buy those aftermarket stuff for you to improve the view of the side mirrors. Is actually integrated in this one here, so you can actually see it. But that doesn't help much, especially with how this Ranger Raptor is built. There's some blind spots that I see here, nothing too big, but again, this could definitely use a 360-degree camera. But I'm not complaining. Do you see me complaining? It's like I said, it's one of the most capable trucks out there, and you could do a lot worse than the Ford Ranger Raptor. I guess the missus will forgive you if you get this car. Just don't expect full support right away. Pricing for the Ford Ranger Raptor starts at a hair under 2 million pesos. It's 1,998,000 pesos to be exact. Plus, there's a limited edition Ford Ranger Raptor X, which adds just a few decals outside, and it's a limited edition. So that's one more thing about that. It's 2,038,000 pesos. Now, at that price point, you'd probably be looking at purchasing a sports car or even a full-size SUV. But you won't be getting as much of the appeal of driving those vehicles as much as you'd be getting out of a sports truck. And in that regard, the Ford Ranger Raptor definitely delivers. So there you have it, folks, the Ford Ranger Raptor, your performance sports truck. What do you think? Leave us a comment in the comment section down below and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification icon so that you're alerted whenever you upload a new video. Once again, Roy Ralbus here from Zigwheels.Ph. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and chill in this tailgate, and I'll see you guys next time.